I know that burger and loaf don't sound so well together, but burger loaf is taking over 2026. So over here at the Gruel household, we have a fun weeknight dish that we make all the time. It's called the Cheeseburger Loaf. I know it doesn't sound like the most appetizing dish in the world, but you basically make this BLT-style cheeseburger into a loaf pan, and then you can scoop it out, you can put it on tacos, you can mix it over rice, you can have it in burritos. It's a way to serve cheeseburgers without cooking individual cheeseburgers for everybody in the family. Because what happens when you cook individual cheeseburgers is some people say they're undercooked, some people say they're overcooked, some people want ketchup, some people don't. It's enough! It's enough already. Cheeseburger loaf is the way to go. I'm gonna start with bacon because I'm going to just use the bacon fat and I'm gonna render the crispy bacon to go on top of the cheeseburger loaf so we still get that beautiful crispy bacon in there. I'm gonna throw this cold bacon in a cold pan, turn the heat up, render the bacon, pull it out when it's nice and crispy. Here we go. My family likes cheddar cheese. You can use whatever cheese you want. Spray the cheese grater and grate away. I'm gonna use this nice Tillamook cheddar cheese, but you can use whatever cheese you want. If you want more melt factor, go with the mozzarella, go with some blue cheese, go with some brie cheese. You can use pecorino, you can use Parmesan, you can use jack cheese, pepper jack cheese, Jarlsberg cheese, Swiss cheese, American cheese. I could go on and on and on and keep naming cheeses. Limburger, throw some Limburger in there, maybe some Epoisse cheese in there, maybe some Mimollet cheese, perhaps some port cheese, maybe even a little goat cheese, why not? Or just sour cream. I'm gonna stick with cheddar. Now I'll post a recipe to this on my Substack, of course. That's Substack/Andrew Gruel. American Gravy is the name of the Substack. We've got all these recipes up there. And we'll just, we'll go from there. There we go. I'm going to slice some lettuce. I love iceberg. I actually really love iceberg lettuce. I know that sounds crazy. So I'm just gonna shred this. Now I'm not gonna bake this lettuce, don't worry. That's just for garnish on at the end. And then tomatoes. Got some vine ripe tomatoes here. Now these tomatoes, I'm going to just dice so we get the kind of the BLT-like flavor of the tomatoes. Give these a quick rinse. Quick tip when I have my tomatoes out. So someone asked me the other day, hey, if I'm making my own tomato sauce with fresh tomatoes, what's an easy way to peel the tomatoes? So this is actually a technique. It's a tomato concasse or mandarin of tomatoes where you cut an X into the bottom of the tomato. You core the top of the tomato out. Now I'm not gonna be making tomato sauce, so I don't need to go through the whole process, but if I were using these tomatoes for tomato sauce, I would drop these tomatoes into boiling water. I would cook them for 20 seconds and then I would put them immediately in ice water. And what'll happen is the skin will just peel right off the tomatoes. So that's the best way to actually concasse or get the skin off of your tomatoes. The concasse would then be a dice on those tomatoes, which is like a real upscale bruschetta or tomato dice. In this case, we're just gonna dice them raw, rustic, with the skin on, with the seeds in there for the top of the casserole. Probably enough right there. All right, so my bacon's crisped up, so I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna put it in a bowl for the end stage. But I want this bacon fat in the pan because we're gonna cook the ground beef in this pan or pot or rondeau with the bacon fat, so that's gonna be key. Now I'm gonna add my ground beef right in there. Now this is the stage at which you wanna season it. So now I'm gonna season it with just a little bit of smoked paprika, some garlic powder. All right, so I got my beef, got my cheese. Now, here's the key. There's some beef fat in the pan. I'm gonna take some of that fat from the bacon and the beef and I'm gonna put it on the bottom here, right? Just take a little paper towel and kind of wipe it around the inside of the pan. That way nothing's gonna stick. Now I'm going to do a small layer of cheese on the bottom. I want this cheese to get kind of crispy. I want this cheese to be the base. I'm gonna start to spoon in my ground meat. Okay, now I'm gonna do cheese all across the rest of the top. Okay, so we're going about halfway up the pan here. Then I'm gonna take this bacon and I'm gonna bake it into the cheese so it becomes a big, beautiful, bubbly mess. Then at the end, for me, just a touch, I'm gonna do just a touch of pecorino. You can do Parmesan. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to. I just like a little bit of that deep, rich sheep smoked cheese on top to take this to another level. Another little bit of cheddar if you want, just right on top, chives. Now this, we're gonna throw into the oven and bake right now. So this is gonna go in the oven just until it melts, because remember, we're not really cooking anything. The ground beef is already cooked. Now it's just about pulling it all together. So you go 400-degree oven for probably 6 minutes. So I'm gonna do a quick Big Mac style sauce for the top of this, but I'm gonna make it a little bit healthier. We've done this in the past. This is my favorite. I'm using this good cottage cheese as a base for this. I used to hate cottage cheese, but in my old age now, right before I go to the old folks home, I better get used to the flavor of cottage cheese. But this is good culture. It's actually not a bad product. I am gonna add a little bit of mayo in there for richness. So we'll just do a dollop of this avocado oil mayo. I'm gonna do a little bit of the pepperoncini juice, just the juice, okay? There's that acidity right in there. Just a little bit of the pepperoncini juice, dash of rice vinegar. Kids love it, gotta do it. A little bit of ketchup. Now some Frank's Red Hot. My kids have a pretty strong palate. A little bit of Frank's Red Hot. Touch of garlic powder. Just a little bit of parsley, just for that herb flavor. I like the Italian parsley. It's got a lot stronger flavor than the curly parsley, so I'll use this in various sauces. Just mix it up. Crush some of those cheese curds into this sauce. Maybe a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. Salt. Now we'll give this a taste. As crazy as it sounds, that tastes like Big Mac sauce, and it's stronger. It's got those fresh vinegars in there, a little bit of the herb from the Italian flat leaf parsley. It really works. Trust me on this one. Trust me, I'm not just saying this. Look at that. That's a loaf right there. Ooh, I want to dive into it, but I'm not going to. So now what I'll do is we'll hit it with just like a little bit of the lettuce. This is your burger right here. Tomato. And then I do extra on the lettuce and tomato for the kids, because then they'll kind of dress their own. You guys are gonna love this. I'm just gonna drizzle some of this over the top. Some of that Big Mac sauce. Put that on the side, we'll serve it on the side. And then what my kids like to do, and I'm gonna show you guys, is I'm just gonna take a tortilla here, toast that up. You can toast buns, you can toast slider buns, you can toast tortillas. I like eating this like kind of a taco. Finish this with just some fresh chives at the end. So there you go. All you do is serve this with a huge spoon. So I'll take the lettuce, I'll take the tomato, I'll take the rest of the sauce, lay it out almost like a condiment bar, put this in the center. I mean, it's just, look at that, just beautiful. So I'll take this, drop it into a taco shell with the sauce on there, and bingo, one scoop and you got yourself the perfect taco. More sauce around the top, and that's it. Look at that, the bacon's still crispy. You got a ton of meat. Look at this, the meat, and see how that cheese is caramelized onto it? It's a BLT burger taco right there. It's the way to do it.